Blessings, children's ministry from the house of praise and worship. Hope are strong. Titi Sandy is so happy to talk to you guys today. And I miss you so much. I am excited to express some things that I have in my heart today. I've been reading lots of books in the Bible, and I've been studying a lot. And it's what we can do while we're going through this pandemic and the COVID-19. However, today I want to share with you guys about a Bible verse that is one of my favorite Bible verses, and yet every time I read it, I feel like God speaks to me more and more about this, the Bible verse. And the Bible verse, it's in the book of Luke. Okay, it's in the New Testament. And it's chapter 10, verse 27. Okay. And it says like this. And he answered, meaning the Lord, Jesus, who was talking in the story, says, "You shall love the Lord your God with all of your heart and all of your soul and with all of your strength and with all of your mind." And not only that, it also says, and you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. And as I'm thinking and reading this Bible verse, and I'm like, well, first of all, that's a lot of loving God with your whole self. But as the same way you're loving God with all of your heart, all of your soul, all of your strength, and your mind, you gotta love not only yourself that way, but you also have to love your neighbor. And I started thinking, who's my neighbor? Well, my neighbor is everyone else. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your family, because you're gonna love your family regardless, right? And you're gonna love mommy and daddy and your siblings and aunties and uncles and cousins and grandma and grandpa. And you're gonna love your teachers and your friends, and you're gonna love your pastors and your teachers in church and all the kids in church and everybody in church. Obviously, that's something that you're gonna do because the people that you know and the people that you grew up loving, right? But God also talked about neighbor, meaning other people that you don't know. You have to love everybody else the same way. And God is expressing that he wants us to love others, especially when they're different, and even more if they're different. Sandy, but what do you mean? Like, different how? And this story, I'm not gonna go through it because it's like really long, but it talks about the Good Samaritan. And as I was thinking about the Good Samaritan, what that even means, like, what is a Good Samaritan? And I started thinking about stories of my life where I'm able to do things for other people that I don't know. And I said, wow, Lord, like, I do so much, but I do things for people that I know. And I started thinking and really thinking, I'm like, did I ever done something for someone that I don't know? And God brought to my memory a story that happened to me. I went to the bank and I went to take money out. And I went into the ATM where they have the box with the ATM. I put my card and I'm taking money out. And I see this lady sitting in a corner. She had no hair and she was sitting and crying and crying and crying and crying. And in my mind, as human, I said, she's probably someone who knows what's happening to her. She, is probably a bum, or like she needs money and whatever. And as I was taking money out, the Holy Spirit talked to me and said, I want you to take $20 out and I want you to hand it to her. And when you hand it to her, I want you to tell her I love her. And as I was standing there trying to take money out, I started shaking and I started like bawling. I started crying. I'm like, wow, Lord, like, wow. And I did. And I remember taking the money out and I went down where she was at on the floor. And there was a lot of people there. And I didn't even care because, the Lord spoke to me so profound. It was like so real. I remember going down on my knee and I grabbed her hand and I gave her the money, and she looked at me and she was crying. I can feel her pain and like everything that she was going through. And I didn't know this lady, never seen her in my life. And I said to her, this is for you. And I want you to know that God says he loves you. This lady, without knowing me, she threw herself on top of me and she started crying and crying and crying. And I feel in my heart that I had to pray for her. And I ended up praying for her in front of everybody. People are probably looking at me like, this lady is crazy. What is she doing? And, I saw people's looks and I didn't care. It didn't matter to me because this is what God says that we need to do. We need to do it. And whether it's a stranger, whether it's someone who was sick, someone that is in the street, someone who is not like us, does not matter. This is what God has called us to do. He has called us to love people the way we love each other, and the way we have to love God. And today, this video was to talk about your heart. You have to ask God to let you love the way he loves. Sometimes we don't love people. Sometimes we are upset at people. Sometimes people make us angry. Sometimes we see things that bother our hearts, and we can't let that touch our heart. We have to protect our heart. So every time we see something or hear, we need to ask God to let us learn what we need to learn from what we're going through. And whatever doesn't belong to us and it doesn't belong in our hearts or our minds, that we need to let it go. Because you need your heart in a certain way to do things for the Lord. Through our actions, through our words, through what we do for people, it's how we show who Christ is in us. And we want to make sure that if we say that we love the Lord with all of our hearts, with all of our soul, with all our strength and all our minds, then we got to show that. And we got to show with the people that we love, but also especially with people that we don't love, and especially with the people who are very different. And today, I wanted to express that because I've been going through a lot, this and this in this time that I've been here. And I've been, praying the Lord that he shows me and helps me how to love and give to others in the midst of in the tough times, and people that I have no idea who they are, people that I've never seen in my life, and people that I do want to bless because I want to show who the Lord is through me. So today, doing this, we're going to give others peace. And we want to give them peace in the midst of all these situations that are happening right now. Not only we're going through a pandemic where we have to be home in quarantine and this COVID-19 is attacking, there's other situations happening around the world with the climate and storms and floods and, many situations that are happening. And, we want to make sure that we are okay here so we can do for others as God has asked us to do. And we want to love everyone, and not only everyone that is in our lives, but even people who we don't like. And everyone goes through that. And so I've been able to do that. I've been able to love and to give truly from my heart to those that weren't nice to me, but that didn't matter because that's not what God asked me to do. He just asked me to do what I have to do and give and love and show his love to others. So I hope that I'm able to express what I've been going through and what's been in my heart. It's all about your heart, and it's all about what you're giving for God and doing for God to honor God and to give God glory. Children's Ministry, Didi Sandy loves you so much. I miss you guys. You have no idea how much I miss you, and I can't wait to see you guys and show you some love. So as I want to show you love, show love to others, and have a good heart. Hopefully we'll see each other soon. And Didi Sandy has a special next week. I've been working on something, and I have a special guest next week. So hopefully you guys will be able to see my special guest, and you guys will be able to share with my special guest. It's a surprise. However, so Didi Sandy's working on that, and don't miss it. I will be posting on Facebook, and I'll be posting on Remind, and I will be telling mom and dad what's happening next week. And don't miss it. It's gonna be so special. It's gonna be fun. And my special guest is someone who knows about you guys and been dying to talk to you guys. So hopefully she'll be able to see you guys next week. So with that being said, I love you guys, and don't forget, love your God with all your heart, with all of your soul, with all of your strength, and with all of your mind. Until next time, bye.